This presidential elections follows what many are calling a watershed general elections. In Singapore, and support for the ruling party is, I would say, at an all-time low. And among the younger generation, there seems to be a hunger for more diversity, more diverse voices in parliament, in government. Linked to that, many young people want the president to be his own man. And how will you rise to that challenge, and how will you reach out to these younger voters, Gen Y?
I think the president or whoever wants to be whoever the candidate is must actually have to educate the young, because sometimes you think you are right, but actually you may be wrong. So this is where, as a candidate, I'll point out to you, if I become a candidate, the limits of what I can do and what you can't do. It's very dangerous for a president to be pressured to do things, because when he's pressured and he compromises on his principles, you're going to get a very weak president. The president cannot compromise on certain things, because if he does that, he's not thinking. He's just addressing to the crowd. But to do that, of course, over time, younger Singaporeans, and I believe they can, because they're all thinking, they're very educated. They would have read what are the limits that the president can do. And you push him, he's going to tell you cannot do. He's going to tell you cannot do. If I cannot do a thing, I'm going to tell you I cannot do. If I tell you, if the thing is wrong, I tell you you are wrong. And that is my style. If you ask me to compromise on principles which I believe strongly in, forget about it. I'm not going to compromise. I think a president must be really strong in that his independent streak is very, very strong. For example, when I believe the nominated MP is wrong, I stand by it. I voted against my party. So if I'm a president, I have to do the same. I won't compromise on things which I think it is not right. And I'll tell you if it's wrong.
Back to this year's general elections, 2011, there seems to be a clear divide, a distinction between the voters, those that voted for the PAP and those that voted for the opposition. This divide may only grow wider. How do you think the president-elect can deal or heal this divide?
I think people must believe in the person they have put up there to be the president, for them to be able to. They must accept that person. If you cannot accept, if they don't accept that person as the kind of person who have got this ability to be like a neutralizing figure for both parties, then I feel sorry for Singapore, honestly. But I want to believe that I can, because I think basically, as I said, I'm a ground man. I walk the ground every time. I'm not an intellectual, I never claimed to be one, but maybe I may not have all these big credentials like ministers and so on and so forth. But the one thing I want to believe I have is that I have a heart for my people.
Recently, the Court of Appeal ruled that the elected president doesn't have the power to decide on presidential clemencies. What's your reaction to this?
I think if it's in the Constitution, you can't change. If you want to change, you've got to go back to Parliament. And Parliament will have to change. Nobody else can change. Because these are set. These are constitutional development and have to be approved by Parliament. So you cannot say, I want to change. You cannot. There are certain, maybe the younger Singaporeans think that it's very easy to do all this. It's something just change, But let me tell you, the Parliament is the body that makes changes with regards to Constitution. And if the Constitution has been laid out by the Parliament on what the President can do, no one can change that. Only the Parliament can change it. You want to challenge it, you've got to go to Parliament. Go to a court, say this is wrong, then send it to Parliament. And if the President, for example, were to challenge this Constitution, By a 2/3 majority, they can kick out the president. Yeah, they can go. You got to the 2/3 majority can throw out the president. So all these changes are not easy. They have been carefully crafted by those people on the presidency. They are not just put there without much thought given to it. So it is not easy to make constitutional change.
Okay, another issue that has been widely discussed on the ground is also the issue of high ministerial and high presidential salaries. Do you? What is your?
Yeah, I think minister salary a bit is high. Over the years, it went higher.
I think the message has been brought home already. The salaries over the years by ministers actually gone up quite a lot. In fact, the pay of the president is also very generous. But there's now currently there's a committee now looking into this, into the ministerial pay, and that's one good step.
Okay. Right, we've come to the end of the interview, and I'd like to thank Dr. Tan Cheng Bock for his time. Thank you, Dr. Tan.
Thank you.
Thank you.